Hello and a very good evening to everyone. My name is Iman and I am the FINCO Reads Activator for Negeri Sembilan. Alright, so in conjunction with International Women's Day, that was on the 8th of March 2020, we will be talking to reading heroes who have inspired schoolgirls to dream big. One of our aspirations in the FINCO Reads program is to inculcate the love for reading amongst B40 primary school students, because we know that reading helps with to develop literacy, communication skills, and it can also unlock one's imagination. So while on lockdown last year in November of 2020, 3 financiers from BNP Paribas volunteered to participate in 5 40-minute virtual storytelling sessions with Year 5 students of SK Amar Penghulu in Jelebu, Negeri Sembilan. So today, I am privileged to be speaking to 2 of the reading heroes who have influenced the girls of SK Amar Penghulu. So first up, we will be joined by Fakhri. He is one of the English teachers at SK Amar Penghulu. When FINCO first announced the virtual storytelling session, Mr. Khairy was the first to jump in on this opportunity. So we at FINCO helped with picking out the books based on the criteria that he had already provided, and at the same time, he prepped the students. He gathered as many of them as he could, especially those with gadgets and stable internet, because everyone was going to stream from their own homes. And once he had them, he had prep sessions with them before the session actually happened with the volunteer, so that they are ready and they can understand the book, and so that they would have the confidence to interact with the volunteers. So he also very, very diligently helped and guided the students with using and navigating Google Meet, because for most of, if not all of them, using Google Meet was something very, very new. So they needed a lot of help. So ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our first reading hero, Mr. Khairy. Welcome, Mr. Khairy. How are you?
Hello, hi, Miss Iman. Thanks for having me.
Most welcome. All right. Is this clear? Can you hear us clear?
Yeah, I think it's clear. Can you hear me?
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for joining us today. I'll get right to the questions. Do share with us, how did the interaction between the students and the volunteers inspire them?
All right. First of all, thank you very much, Miss Iman, for having me here. Just a little background of my students, of my school actually. So we from SK Amapulu are from the mountainous rural outpost of Jelebu.
Right.
So we are just a little school surrounded by Malay villages and also indigenous Temuan villages.
Right.
So for them, before this, they only know 2 people who uses the English language, which is me and another English language teacher, Mr. Ahmad,
Right.
as we have 2 English language teachers here. So with the virtual storytelling with FINCO, they get to meet other English language users who are also women with careers, which are the guests from PNB Paribas. Some of them are lawyers, bankers, financiers, and I think this chance is a good exposure for them, because it gave a positive outlook on their future careers. Because most of my students are girls, and I think this will encourage them to dream big, dream to be a lawyer, just like Miss Marwalis or Miss Asliza or Miss Nick. So yeah.
Yeah. So how did the stories that were picked, the books, the storybooks that were picked, how did those impact the students?
All right. Just last week, actually, I talked about this with them.
Okay, I think we're going to have to just wait a little bit for Mr. Khairy's internet to get stable again. So as he mentioned, they are in Jelebu and like kind of the outskirts. of Jelebu as well. So the internet connection can be a little bit shaky at times. So that's also why he needed to work quite hard to gather students who had decent connection and also gadgets. Because of their demographic backgrounds, not all students of their school actually have a gadget at home. For most of them, they're sharing. Okay, we've lost him, but I'm going to add him again. So for most of the students, they're either sharing gadgets with their other siblings, or they simply just don't have a gadget that they can use. So it's rather challenging, which is why when we all went on to lockdown, a lot of the students were left out in that sense, because they didn't have, the resources needed to go online and get the lessons. Or yeah, welcome back, Mr. Khairy. We lost you for a bit, but it's okay. Can you hear us again? Let's just give him a moment to get his connection back. So these are like real challenges that the teachers face, even when they have to go through meetings, even when they had trainings with FINCO, where internet was an issue. So yeah, we've lost him again. Don't worry, I am going to try and add him again. We'll get through this. Okay, in the meantime, thank you for joining, everybody. Those who have just joined, thank you so much. So what we're doing is we're just having a quick chat with the English teacher at SK Amar Penghulu about how the virtual storytelling session that we organized last year had impacted his students and also inspired them to dream big, to see things in a totally different perspective, if I may say. So I'm going to try and get Mr. Khairy back in. Hold on a second, yeah? Okay. All right, if I cannot get him in yet because of his internet connection, yep, he's unable to join. So I'm going to move on. As soon as we can get him, we're going to get him back. But while we wait for him to be able to get internet connection, let's move on to our next reading hero, because she's already waiting. So next to join us will be Miss Marwalis. She is the head of legal at BNP Paribas. She was, okay, you're back. Yay. Okay.
Hello.
Hi. All right. I think your internet connection is much better now. Can you hear us? Let's just give this a moment, yeah? Thank you all for being so patient. Yep. A real life challenge, this internet connection. It's not always on our side. Let me just see if I can get him. Can you hear us now, Mr. Khairy? Okay, not yet. All right, so we're going to move on first for now, and we're going to try and get Mr. Khairy back. So we're going to move on to our next reading hero, Miss Marwalis, the head of legal at BNP Paribas. She was one of the three volunteers from BNP Paribas. Now, they were all given the book to read beforehand, and all of the volunteers did their part by reading the book before they came on to the session with the students. And some of them even changed their virtual background in order to meet the theme of the book. So that was rather cool. So one of them had fish in the background, one of them had science equipment in the background. So without further delay, let's all welcome our next reading hero. Hello, Miss Marwalis. How are you? Good evening.
Hi, Iman.
Can you hear us all right? Are we good?
I can hear you all right.
That's great.
Yes, good.
All right. So thank you so much for joining us this afternoon, this evening. It's already evening. So please share with us, Miss Marwalis, what made you decide to volunteer in the virtual storytelling session, and what's driving you to continue this year?
Sure, sure. First, thank you very much for inviting us to participate in this IGTV event. And also, thank you for inviting us to participate in the FINCO Reading initiative organized by you and by Encik Khairy. It was such a wonderful experience for all of us. So, back to your question, what made us want to participate in the program? Speaking for myself and for all of the volunteers at PIP Paribas, I think we were driven mainly to give back to society. I think that's our main driver. We have received so much from society, and we are already at a good place where I think it's time to give back and do our bit to is Encik Khairy coming in or?
Not yet, it's okay. We'll finish.
Okay.
Only one person come in at a time anyway. So don't worry. This session is all yours.
Okay, yeah. So for us, I think it was our bit, trying to do our bit for society, right? And it was we had a little chat a few days ago, myself and Encik Khairy and yourself, and I learned firsthand from him of the impact of the storytelling to the students, and it was actually really heartwarming to know, and it's for us to know that just a simple act of reading stories to the students made such a big impact to their lives, and in a way it changed them and motivated them to aspire to greater heights. Right, what I'm hearing that the girls are now thinking about, hey, I can be a lawyer. You know, they didn't even think about wanting to be lawyers before. And we read them the story about Samantha, the girl scientist, and they actually thought, oh, I can be a scientist too. They never thought that they could be a scientist. So all these are such wonderful things to hear, that all we did was read them stories. And the stories touched them, opened up their minds, and widened their horizon, that their worlds grew bigger than what they see every day. So it was really such a wonderful initiative. So I thank you, FINCO, Iman, and Encik Khairy in particular for organizing all his students with all the challenges that he has with the students. Not enough equipment, internet issues. So and also I think we also would like to take the time to support and lend a hand to all the initiatives that teachers like Encik Khairy has put together, isn't it?
Yeah,
yes, and he's doing something so wonderful. He's trying to open up he's trying to show to his students that there is a bigger world outside of their village in Jelebu, and that they could aspire to be something more. And he was sharing that they never thought that they could be more than just like gardeners, you know, because their parents are gardeners, right? And then now they're thinking, hey, you know, I can be more than that. And all the girls are thinking that, wow, look at all these women who are having careers and working in the bank. You know, one's a lawyer, one's an accountant. I can be one too. So as a woman, I feel and I think that it's such a wonderful thing that we can do. And of course, definitely if FINCO continues this in 2021, we would be very happy to continue to participate and support this initiative.
Definitely. We're definitely going to continue, and we're hoping that other schools would also jump in on this opportunity and probably have volunteers from also other financial institutions be able to experience the same thing that you have, that fulfillment of giving back and you know, inspiring kids in ways that we couldn't have even imagined. Who would have thought, right? Very simple activity, but such a big impact on the girls, especially. Awesome.
That's
That's really
right.
awesome.
That's right. Yeah.
Thank you
Yes.
so
Yes.
much, Miss
Yeah.
Marwalis. Is there anything you would
You're
like to
welcome.
add? Anything?
No, I'm actually looking forward to hearing from Encik Khairy. Actually, I
Yeah,
hope
he's
he
waiting.
managed to sort on his internet issues.
He did. He
Yeah.
did. Okay. All right, Miss Marwalis. Thank you so much for
You're
being one of
welcome.
the volunteers. Thank you for volunteering again this year. So we're gonna have another session this year, hopefully, inshallah. And I'm gonna let you go so that we can get Mr. Khairy back to continue
Thank you.
his sharing. Thank you so much. Have a good evening and have a good weekend, Miss
Thank you,
Marwalis.
Iman. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye. Okay, that was Miss Marwalis from BNP Paribas. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add
I
Mr.
don't know how
Khairy
to
with.
exit.
Okay, how do we
You have
get
to
you
help me
to,
exit.
because Instagram only allows one person at a time to be in the call.
Hello.
No, he can join in too. Yay! So we got
Oh,
all of you.
right.
We're gonna leave it this way.
Hi,
I
Encik
don't want to
Khairy.
screw
How
things
are
up by
you?
accidentally deleting
Yeah.
somebody from the call. So let's leave it this way.
Okay.
Welcome back, Mr.
Okay.
Khairy. Thank you so much for trying. See what I mean when I say that he's really diligent? So he's not just diligent with his students, he's just diligent overall. So Mr.
No.
Khairy,
No.
let's get back to what you were sharing about the books.
All right. Thank you very much.
How
No,
did the books,
I'm just a teacher. I'm just trying to do my job as best as
and you're
possible.
doing an awesome job. Awesome.
So sorry about the technical issues just now. Oh God, I didn't
No
expect
sweat. Don't
that.
worry about it.
Wonderful.
All right. Now, your second question: how
Yeah,
did
the
the
books.
stories bring an impact to them?
Mm-hmm.
Just I said just now. Just last week, I talked to them about this session. They can't wait to have another session this year, and it amazed me of how they still retain the knowledge of the moral values and the lessons that they have learned from each book. And I think within the span of 5 weeks, so they had a session each week. So on the fifth week, we asked about their favorite book, which is Samantha, the Girl Scientist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
this is an answer by Miss Intan and Miss Kaisara. They said until today, they still really excited whenever we talk about that book, the Samantha, the Girl Scientist.
Oh.
Yeah, it is a book about a girl who aspires to be a scientist and
Mm-hmm.
who dream big. And I think that really piqued their interest, first of all, towards science. I think it's a good nod towards encouraging girls in exploring STEM courses,
Yep.
possible careers in STEM, science, tech, engineering, and mathematics, if I'm not mistaken. And also, it gave them a positive outlook towards their future careers. So it teaches them of how Samantha is not afraid to dream big and to aspire to be someone like a scientist, and that kind of girl power element really, I think, really inspires them. Also, there's another book that they mentioned. Actually, they also love the book Flower Garden, which is a book about two girls who are twins who learn how to cooperate with one another, how to tolerate one another, how to be selfless. And this kind of
Yep.
sisterhood, those
Yeah.
content really made me happy because this book will subconsciously affect how they think, how they dream, and that's all I
Yep.
want for them. Yeah,
Definitely. Wow.
Yeah.
From just a
yeah.
book. I mean, from just
Wonderful.
a book, they
Yeah.
were able
Just
to,
a few books.
get all this. That's just really awesome. Did they
Yeah,
enjoy
yeah.
the
Yeah.
sessions? I mean, apart from just the books, what did they have to say in general about the sessions? Are they looking forward to it? Do they want more? Or do they go like, okay lah, enough lah?
Yeah. I just told you just now. No, no, they want more actually. I talk to them.
Awesome.
Oh.
Yeah, every time I talk to them, they get very excited. Oh wow, there will be more guests. They can't wait. And this time we plan it to do it in the classroom. Let's see how that goes. But some of the sentences that they said that stuck with me is that they never met a lawyer before. moreover a female lawyer, which is, I think, for most of the girls, was really aspiring for them.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
and then although throughout some of the session, they were keeping quiet and such, but actually they were listening attentively. They were very excited. I was in
Yeah.
their chat group, and they
Mm-hmm.
can't stop talking about it. So
So
also,
awesome.
I like to note that having an all-female guest really, I think, make them feel, most of the girls feel relatable or good.
Oh, wonderful.
So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wonderful.
yeah, having Miss Mawalis at they didn't think she was a lawyer, more of a
Yeah.
head of lawyer, I think, right, at PNB
Head of
Paribas.
legal.
So that really
Yes.
surprised them. They were like, oh.
Oh, wow, I'm so
That's great.
happy that
Yeah,
we can
that's
do
great.
this for them. I suppose
Yes.
all the while they've seen lawyers on TV,
Mm,
right? And then now it's
Yeah.
actually a real live
yeah,
one.
interacting with
I'm so glad.
all of you guys. Yeah, that's why
I hope,
yes, that's why we can't
I
wait
love
to
the
have
energy.
another
It looks like
session
everybody wants to say
with you
something.
two, with Miss Ima, with Miss Mawalis, and more, perhaps, in this year. The idea is just for me to bring them outside of their village, outside of their limited
mm,
experience. I just want to show them that there's a whole world out there, and they can dream big, just like Samantha. They can
mm,
dream to be whoever they
Yeah,
want, and maybe be a
definitely.
lawyer in a big city, just like Miss. So yeah, that's all I wanted for them. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome stuff.
Hello.
So
Are
we've
you
got a
guys?
question. Okay, it's 4:22. Are you guys up for a question or
yeah,
are we up for a question? So we've got a
Yeah, sure.
question.
yes.
All right. From handle Saz Lasung. All right. She asks, how do you think this will affect the community surrounding the school, and has there been any positive feedback from parents?
Oh, yes.
Uh,
Interesting question. What did the parents have to say?
Yeah,
I
the
see.
parents
I
knew,
see.
right? Because some of them used their parents' mobile phone, right? I remember some of them coming in with their parents' name instead of their name. So
Yes.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
right. That's right.
Yes.
Yes.
All of
go
them.
ahead,
Yeah,
Mr. Khairy.
that's a great question. All of them uses their parents' phone,
Mm,
actually, because they don't. Most of them they don't have their own phones.
yeah.
So
Mm,
I got a few feedback from some of the parents on the last week of schooling back in December. Actually, one of the parents of Miss Kaisara, and
Mm-hmm.
also Miss, I'm not Miss Hermawati. They really like that, tried to reach out to their kids outside
Mm-hmm.
schooling lessons. So because they also have online lessons, but this one is considered like extracurricular activity. The parents
Yes. Yeah.
really receive it very well, and they hope that they hope that there will be more of this. It's just that some of them, they have some limitation in terms of internet connection and
Yeah.
gadgets.
Yeah.
So yeah, so maybe next time around, maybe FINCO can sponsor some gadgets or internet for them.
I shall take note. I shall take note.
Yeah,
Definitely,
just
we'll see
kidding.
that.
Yeah,
Or maybe PMB Paribas can also give back.
yeah,
Okay.
Loaded question. We'll have to
Something
see.
we can definitely look into, like how else we can help the
yeah, our-
kids,
Oh,
because I guess this is the new norm, not just for students but even for us adults working. Everything's online, everything. We need the data, we need the gadgets, we need we need all these things. Like even when my daughter has class, when we were in MCO, I had to give her my laptop and then I couldn't get my work done. So just on an overall view, everybody needs help with just getting decent
yes.
internet and the gadgets, especially kids from the B40 background. Awesome, thank you so much, Mr. Khairy. Okay, I think his connection is it's kind of going in circles again, but thank you so much. That's pretty much it. Thank you so much, Mr. Khairy. Thank you so much, Miss Marwalis, for joining us for being with us. Really awesome stuff, awesome sharing, very heartwarming to know that we have your undying support, and that's what FINCO is really all about. It's about supporting. It's really about helping these kids, and it's so great to know that the banks and the financial industries. That's what FINCO is about. It's a financial industry collective outreach. It's about all of us coming together to help these kids, and this is definitely a collective effort that has happened last year, and we can see that it's working very well. The kids are very happy. So thank you so much. So it's amazing that all this sharing comes from just a very simple activity of reading, which really shows that reading is not just about vocabulary or communication. It actually can give hope to our next generation. So I, on behalf of FINCO and also Mr. Khairy, he's left, and also BNP Paribas, I hope that this session, short, but I hope this session has inspired all of you as the listeners. I hope so. And pick a book is what I would say. Pick a book, read it to yourself, for yourself, or read it with your children, because you never know what you might uncover, right? So before we end today's session, I've got a very quick shout out to the other two BNP Paribas volunteers, Miss Nick Zaida and also Miss Azliza. Because of time constraint, we can only have one volunteer, and hopefully if we have again the next one, we can have one of them join us in our session. And
Yes,
I'd like to
please.
give a quick shout out also to our FINCO Reads Activator from Pahang, Miss Priya, who actually helped go through the books before Mr. Khairy and I shortlisted the book. So I had help. I didn't do this on my own. I have a very, very amazing team. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for being with us, and let's hope that we get to meet each other again next time on the next IGTV session with a different activator, different teachers, different volunteers, so that we can inspire even more people. Right. So thank you so much. Have a good evening. Have a good weekend, everybody. So from me, here's me signing off. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Most welcome.